sometimes people have reservations about worldviews that are coming out of spirit, consciousness, and like that. They say this is connected with religion. Religion has ruined humanity. It's backwards, it holds people down, it glorifies ignorance, it means that there's a higher power, that we have no individuality, and so on. There's so many gripes about religion. And then they say, but modern society is advanced. Just look at our capabilities. Just look at our powers. I'd just like to have a quick look at that. What is the price of science and technology? Okay, we've got advancement. For example, information science, transport, medicine. These are three important aspects. But first of all, the fact that we have a lot of devices, that we have a lot of knowledge, this is technology. It's for controlling the world, but it's not necessarily about science, means it's not necessarily about knowledge that actually how it all works. For example, a cook doesn't have to know much about the real nature of matter to cook something. And the same goes for somebody making a television set or whatever. If you can just predict the properties of matter, that's all you need. So that's the first thing, that we're talking about technology. We're not talking about science, which means knowledge. Second thing is that if we look at modern society, we'll see that there are very deep problems, and these problems are caused by the advancement. For example, information technology enables us to telephone any one of tens or hundreds of millions of people all over the world, and at the same time people don't even know their next door neighbors. They don't even know that the people that they're living with, they don't relate with each other. The television, for example, wonderful invention. People come home and instead of relating with each other in the family, they sit down and watch television. So, and then if you look at transport, transport's great. If you pay the price, then you can go anywhere in the globe. But the problem is that the family structure is crumbling because people are more and more mobile and they travel further and further to work. And with the family, the whole structure of society is also crumbling. So this is another problem. The medicine. Medicine, certainly, we have extraordinary advances in medical treatments. We have extraordinary advances in surgery. But in the US, every year, 100,000 people die as a result of medication. So medicine is not an unmixed blessing. And in addition to that, modern society has not only created new medicine, it's created new diseases. So, for example, now in the States, whereas 150 years ago, cancer was more or less unknown, now 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women can expect to get some kind of cancer. This is appalling. And yes, there are new medicines, for example, psychological medicines. So more and more people are on antidepressants. But happy people don't need antidepressants. Now, next point is, we talk about an advanced society, but advancement in what? Modern capitalism, the success of modern capitalism in the first world depends on economic slavery in the third world, or even in the first world, parts of the first world. Outsourcing to China or India. And now recently, China is starting a secondary outsourcing to Africa. So, in other words, the fact that I can get a ballpoint pen at a reasonable, just for a few cents, something that I couldn't make up myself in a whole lifetime, depends on the fact that somebody's not getting a living wage for making these ballpoint pens. And the ecological footprint, the average ecological footprint for the whole human population on the globe is way bigger than the globe can actually sustain. So this society, which consumes so much and produces so much waste, dangerous waste, and treats its members so badly, is actually a toxic society. And then we think that how the money is being spent, there's so much wealth in the third world, in the first world. People in the first world spend enough money on cosmetics alone to feed all the starving people in the third world. So my question is, advancement of what? What we need is not just science and technology. We need a worldview that teaches us about higher values, higher human values. Then we can talk about real advancement. And the Vedic worldview, because it's dealing with consciousness and how to raise how to raise consciousness, that actually does help us to understand what are the higher values in life and how we can attain them.